I eliminate the oxygen, turn off the burner, I eliminate the heat, and then stand back and let it cool. The fire should go out, and it's a lot cleaner to clean up. The one thing you don't want to do is then move it off the burner to the next burner, because if it's spitting up flames or grease and it gets on your arm, you're going to drop it, and you just cause a little fire to be a big fire. If you spill grease on the floor, then you're slipping and sliding, and now you're getting burned, and the fire's growing. So if you're not going to use a lid in what you're cooking, still take it out and just put it on the counter next to you. And then it's available and there for you to use. So lid on, there goes the oxygen, turn it off, there goes the heat. No. Okay, so fire blankets are not recommended by any of our national organizations. They're not tested. They are highly, what's it called? Promoted. So the firefighters on those commercials are wearing bunker gear that's never seen a fire, and they're making lots of money off of your fear. They don't do what they say they do, because there's no way that they can seal around the fire. So fire still is getting out and oxygen is still getting in. Also, when you throw a blanket onto something, you're also throwing oxygen onto the fire. We've had broken glass from the stovetops and cuts in arms, so we do not recommend fire blankets. They don't do what they say they're going to do. So cooking, heating, and smoking are our top 3 fire risks. Heating concerns would be like space heaters, especially in older homes. They need 3-foot clearance. They need to be plugged directly into the wall and not a extension cord. And then smoking, we do have a pretty good subset still of older adults that smoke. Smoking in bed is probably the most dangerous thing a person can ever do. And I'm talking about my dad. Oh, about 1 patient a month smoking with oxygen we transport to the hospital. Yeah, about 12 a year. All right, I'm going to hand this over to Kim to talk about fall risk and prevention.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Oh.
Yeah, and I did bring one here too. So thank you, I forgot all of that. So let me go back to smoke alarms really quick. So smoke alarms actually only last 10 years. And it's 10 years from the manufacture date. And I'm looking at this right now, and I can't see a manufacture date because I have my glasses on. It's the smallest writing ever. So it's probably over here somewhere. Kim, can you help me out? Or is it right there?
Yeah, 1422.
Okay, so 2022. So in 2032, this will expire. Now, sometimes they don't last that long. They become defective. In here is a sensor, and that sensor puts out a beam of light. And when smoke crosses that beam of light that you can't see, it activates the smoke alarm. Some smoke alarms are more sensitive to flames, and some are more sensitive to smoke. So I would put one 12 feet from my kitchen that's more sensitive to flame, because I'm most likely to have a flame there, and I don't want it going off every time I burn bacon. But in my bedroom and hallway, I'm going to want ones that are more sensitive from smoke. So if the fire starts in the kitchen, the smoke is going to reach me before the flames do. There are some new technology out there that have come out in the next couple of years that are a dual or combination alarm that has that is smart. It's a smart alarm. It reduces false alarms, and it's sensitive to both fire and smoke. And you can also get the ones that combine with a carbon monoxide detector. So these last for 10 years. If it chirps like a bird, it either needs a new battery or it's defective. This one has an embedded battery. You cannot change it. You have to just change the whole alarm. If it's a continuous beeping, then it's detecting fire or smoke. Carbon monoxide alarms last about 7 years. They also have an expiration date. They can be plugged into an outlet, they can be placed on the wall, or they can be combined with your smoke alarms. The carbon monoxide alarm has a similar beep, so it'll have intermittent beeps, and that is meaning that low battery or it needs to be replaced. Constant beeping means that there's carbon monoxide in the air. People call 911 during the constant beeping saying, my carbon monoxide alarm's going on, and they're inside the house. So call from outside, please. There are some great ones out there now. They're a little bit more expensive, but they have a digital face on it, and it'll actually tell you why it's beeping. It'll actually even tell you as your battery's getting low that you should change it soon. So those are kind of the gold standard, but any of them on the market, if you buy them at the store, are good. Speaking of that, if you're buying on Amazon, make sure you look for smoke alarms, anything electrical, electronic that has UL, United Laboratory listing, because you can get stuff from China and other areas that might look like a smoke alarm and it might act like a smoke alarm, but it's not guaranteed that it's going to work like a smoke alarm. In fact, I had some at the Edmonds Food Bank that were like Velcroed to the ceiling that they got for about $5 a piece. And I was like, no, we're taking those down and I'm giving you some new ones.
I live in a condo in Linwood.
Mhm.
And we just had our smoke alarms replaced.
Yeah.
And apparently when there's a fire of some kind, I've been there 10 years, haven't had a fire at all.
Okay.
The fire department, it rings at the fire department and comes back. Can you explain how
Sure.
those work?
So you have a fire panel that's located in your building. It's a big red fire panel. So when your smoke alarm goes off, it activates the panel. The service that services the panel lets our 911 dispatcher know, and that's how the call goes out to us. And then we get information about your building when we're en route to the fire. And then we have a special key that we can get into your building called a Knox box key, and we can get to your panel and figure out where it is, if it's anything. And
'Cause I had a key to that room, but I wondered how the fire department got in.
yep, we have a special key called Knox box key. Yep. Other questions?
I have a combination smoke alarm and CO2 detector, and it actually yells at you.
Yeah.
Yell.
They say fire, fire. Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Is it underwriter's?
Yep. Oh, what did I say? Did I say United? I'm tired. It had been a long week. I was in Wenatchee Monday and Tuesday and got home at 8 o'clock at night and then had to turn around and be to work at 6. So it's been a long week, but yes, underwriter. And they have some great videos on their website if you ever want to go look. Yeah. All right, Kim. Oh. Yeah.
Don't get those. They're nerve-wracking.
I know, but those are the gold standard. If they're all interconnected, that gives you even more time to safely escape.
But they just function.
I know. And there's a certain brand that has a higher incidence of malfunctioning. First Alert, is that what you have? Okay. Oh, okay. So,
Was it my fault?
and if you let me know that, I actually report it to the company and I report it to Consumer Product Safety Council.
They
So.
replaced them at the same time. It's fine.
Oh, good.
It was
Perfect.
immediately after.
What if you have one every time I cook? It seems to go off.
It's probably too close to the kitchen. It's probably the wrong kind. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, so does that need to be replaced?
So you probably want one that's more sensitive to fire than smoke. And so you would just need to replace that one. It might be just as simple as taking it down, unplugging it, and putting the new one up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Same brand. So you wanted the same brand. Okay.
Because my house 40 years old.
Okay. If your ceilings are less than 9 feet, I can come look at it, but I don't get on ladders more than 9 feet. Okay. I have information up here and some cards somewhere. Yeah, we're happy to come out and just give you advice and look at it. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, turning on the fan when you cook, and no matter what you're cooking.
It's just like, it discourages me to cook.
Oh no, that's not good.
I know.
All right.
Well, one question I have for you is, when, as an employee, I was able to go out to homes alone. I can't do that now as a volunteer. But if they call, could we both go out? Can I go with you and put a new one in?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep.
So that settles that. One thing I wanted to mention about carbon monoxide alarms. I'm a stickler because carbon monoxide will go a little low in your house. Well, you're waiting for that to build up to your smoke alarm. I buy separate carbon monoxide alarms and put them down low where the plugs are. Plug them right in. That way you've got great coverage. Just a little note there.
One other thing, my grandchildren coming up, and they were sleeping in the room above the garage.
Oh,
So
yes.
I went out and bought those and put, as you said, I put them down on the bottom and put them also going up the stairway because the last thing you want is your grandchild not to wake up. Yeah. You know, so, and I put them low, like you said.
Good.
Yeah, the plug-in ones are my choice.
Yeah, they're great. Let's get on to falls, slips, trips, and falls. Let's just call them falls. Let's just shorten it, call them falls. We don't like to call them falls, do we? We like to call them, oh, I just tripped. That's okay until you end up on the ground or the floor. You've had a fall. And it's okay when you're 55, but well, my wife fell off a ladder. She was one step of the ladder and she fell. I didn't know she was on the ladder. That was a real serious event. We had to call 911. She had a can of paint in her hand at the same time, so she was full of paint and in pain. And they were great. They really helped her out. And we had a few discussions afterwards. But the point is, if you start to have a fall, you're going to have more. It's just statistical. You are going to have more, period. So we like to do certain things like one, have good shoes and feet for our feet. And if you look at your shoes, I have my boots on.
We're not going to actually look at your shoes and judge.
I am. No. Well, here, this lady has some nice shoes on. They're just walking shoes. We don't want you wearing running shoes because those are knobby and you can really twist your ankles easily on those. You don't want to be wearing those. Yeah, you're fine. As long as you're fine. Yeah, we know Victor is in sandals all the time, but that's a big issue. Other things are, believe it or not, people love to run extension cords across the room with nothing covering them. Like, what are you thinking? You're going to trip on that. It's going to happen someday. So those are some issues. Others are poor lighting. Well, I can't get that light bulb changed, so I'm going to go with it for the rest of my life, not working. So I'll work kind of in the semi-dark. Have somebody change it, a neighbor, somebody, call the fire department, and yeah.
Light bulb will change it out for you.
Yes, we do that. Yeah. Clutter clutter on the stairs and hallways. It's like, oh, I'll take that upstairs next time I go. And you do that for 3 weeks and you could barely get up the stairs. The point is, set it there for a few minutes, get your coat off, but then you got to go upstairs anyway. Take the thing with you. You've got to move the stuff. Otherwise, it's just going to collect there. And pretty soon you don't even know what's in the darn bag. You've got to do that stuff. Uneven surfaces, like in my place, we've had to go through it and correct all the uneven surfaces. You're stepping from the bedroom out into the hallway and maybe it's only an inch difference. But when it starts to get an inch and a half, that's really serious. You don't want those kind of things. And your back decks are some of the biggest problems. We had a deck where you had to step down to step out of the house. And then you had to step up on the deck. Like, that was pretty stupid. So we just removed it all together. So bathroom dangers. You got everything in the world in the bathroom. And even under the sink, you've got all that cleansing stuff. You don't want your kids there. Why should you be in there too? So you want to have ways that you can control getting in and out of your shower and bath. We've got some really nice arm carries now. They're this high, and I got one that's angled in there. It's really nice. You want that kind of stuff. I don't care that I don't seriously need it now, but I will. I know I will. After seeing all these people for all these years, and they said, no, I'll never need it. Yeah, we're going to need it. Yes, ma'am.
What is it?
A grab bar.
Oh, a grab bar.
Oh,
And do we still get grab bars? We can advise you on what grab bar to get because they come in all sizes and all types now. I really suggest the knurled types, the chrome, nice, shiny types. They're pretty neat, but they're slippery when they get wet. So you want maybe a knurled chrome one. And they're pretty darn cool, but you can get them from 12, 16, 18, 24, 32 and on.
I have a grant. You do have grant.
That's, and those are great.
Do you guys have occupation therapy?
So we do have an occupational physical therapist that we work with all the time for that, or getting all the safety devices they need. And then we have physical therapists that come home and help in the home and help with exercise and mobility and stuff.
And the other hazard is the misuse of mobility devices, meaning you've got maybe the walker, but you don't use it, or you may use it. Well, I'm just going to use it here, or you don't have it set up correctly. So make sure whenever your doctor prescribes it for you, that you go back. If they didn't give it to you right then, that you go back for a checkup with them to make sure you're using it right, because they should show you how to use it and make sure it's correct for you. So fall recovery. Let's talk a second about getting up from a fall, and she's going to demonstrate. So
when you fall, and if you're not injured, it's good to know how to get up. And there is an art to it. There's an art to falling too. Oh, there's an art to falling. And our first instinct is to fall forward. We're going to break our wrists. We're going to hit our heads. Or to turn to the side, we're going to break our hips. Where we really want to do is fall on the meat. So we want to fall, if we can, and twist ourselves backwards. And you think that would be scarier because you can't see where you're falling to, but it actually protects your anatomy from breaking all those important things. So I'm going to demonstrate being on the floor and getting up from a fall from the meat. All right. So hopefully you are near something, like if it's the bathroom and you're on the floor in the bathroom, you have a toilet and you have maybe your tub that you can use. If you're in your living room, you have your recliner, your couch, you have a nightstand, or maybe a chair in the kitchen. If you get tired standing in the kitchen, bring a chair in there so that you can sit down and take some breaks when you're doing dishes and stuff. So if I were to fall, I'm not going to fall because I don't have mats and I'm not a stunt woman. But if I were to fall and I were to fall down on the meat, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, wow, I just fell. Am I okay? And so I'm going to do like a quick assessment of myself. And I'm going to say, okay, I'm okay. Now I have to get up. So I'm going to bring my knees up. I'm going to roll over onto my side and onto my hip, get myself up on my elbow. And I'm probably not going to be able to stand up from here. So I'm going to keep trying to scoot, and get myself to a sitting position and over to something that I can lean on. I'm going to stop here and I'm going to get my bearings and I'm going to reassess myself again. Am I okay? Yeah, I think I am. I think I can get up. And then I'm going to do kind of a push up on the chair and slide my tush into the seat. So I'm going to get up on my knees. I'm going to put one foot up and then this foot's still down, because what I'm going to try to do is get up and sit down. Okay. So it's a good way to do that. Instead of laying on the floor and hoping that somebody comes or waiting for life alert, if you can get yourself up because you're not injured and get yourself up off the floor, then you can assess if you need to maybe go see a doctor or if you still need 911, but that's a good way to get yourself up.
I had a broken neck.
Yeah.
What happens is sometimes you're not going to be able to get up one way. And what you have to do, see how you can roll over
Yep.
and go to the other side and see if you can get up that way. So because you can't get up one way, give yourself a chance to see if you can do it the other way. That's how I was able to get up.
Yep.
But I mean, I was pretty stunned for 30 minutes because I couldn't figure out how to get up because it was so painful.
And some people do lay there for 30 minutes or more before they can get themselves up if they don't have access to call 911. You can do it from a smartwatch now. You can just ask Siri to call for you. Both my parents got one for Christmas. There's some things that you can do to prepare for falling and being able to get back up or just staying strong. When you're brushing your teeth or doing dishes and you have the counter, use it. Do some knee bends. Get these muscles here nice and strong. Rock from side to side, challenge your balance so that you can correct when you don't have a counter. Go up on your toes, back on the heels. Good for strength in your calves, but also good for balance. And you can do a push-up like this. This chair wants to move. So you can use the counter or you can use a chair for that.
If you're still able to get up really easily, sit on the floor more often.
Yeah.
I sleep on the floor. I sit
Oh.
Do you want to show them other
on
stuff in here?
Get myself up off.
Oh, you got it there?
Yeah, I was
And
just
then
down on my
practice.
knees and Kim said, I can get you a chair. And I said, no, you could be able to get on the floor and off the floor as much as possible.
Yeah. And after gardening every darn day, I'm not on my knees when I don't have to be. But some people, like my wife, really love to be out there all day on their knees in the garden. Go right to it. Yeah. It hurts.
If you were to trip and fall, in the same category as if someone with a cat out.
Yeah.
So the technique would be made.
Yeah, so you would roll over onto your back first and kind of do a self-assessment and then roll to whatever side is your strong side.
You're getting into some interesting areas. Falling while you're conscious is one thing. If you've fallen because you're unconscious, even when you wake up just seconds later, that's another issue. And you want to call 911. You don't want to reassess yourself and just call 911 because you may not understand the issue that's on the backside. We're going to check you out and realize, yes, you have an issue in your back. Issues between falling and being unconscious or actually hurt. Make sure you've assessed yourself correctly. Yeah. Yes, stroke. Yes. And that's critical about stroke issues. If you call within the 3 hours, we can get, we can get you the correct medication. We can get you to the hospital to get the correct medication. Let me put it that way. So that 3 hours, don't just shake it off. Oh, it's just nothing. I had what a TIA is basically a stroke, temporary. That's the key. It's temporary, but it's still an ischemic attack. It's not permanent, but you may not know that. You go to the hospital right away, they're going to move you in there right away and take care of you. So, and you had a question?
Speaking of calling,
Yes.
when people are on the floor and their phone is in another room, are there any ways to navigate that quicker than?
So you can talk to your phone, whether you have Siri or Alexa, whatever you have, as long as you enable that. And all you can say, and I'm not going to do it. Hey Siri, call 911. I've called before during presentation, so I know that. But it will call for you.
I took a stroke at the stupid thing. And then as I'm getting up, it said, you fall. Should I call 911?
That's
So,
my watch. That did that too. Yeah.
right. So I think if you would pass that, use the GPS on.
I was pulling a root out of the hillside and it gave way suddenly and I went flying back and my watch like buzzed and said, it appears you fell. And I was like, I did. And it asked me if it wanted me to call. And I was like,
So a lot of us older people don't have that,
Yeah.
don't use it or want it, and
So that
a
would
lot
be
of
a
folks
Life
have
Alert.
landlines.
So Life Alert would be your best bet. A lot of times Medicare will pay part of that. So it's either just a bracelet with a one button, or you could get the necklace. The problem with the lanyard type is people take it off when they take a shower or when they go to bed, and that's when they need it. So if you have something on your wrist, we're more likely to have it on all the time. And so you can get one of those and look into that.
What I see is if it's a watch, the more likely wear it.
Yep.
All the time.
Yeah.
Because it's giving them two purposes. It's not just telling them, oh, you're falling. Oh, it's your watch. It's this and that. Those seem to make a difference. I do realize they can cost a pretty penny, but if you look online, you can start to find some stuff that's not that expensive.
So we got my parents the Apple Watch, and my mom was against it. I can't use one of those things. So we set it up. She loves it now because she gets texts on her watch. So she'll be out doing yard work and her phone's in the house and she can see that I text her. She can set alarms. And so she's figuring things out slowly that she can do with it. So
Can you wear those in the shower?
yeah, I can wear it swimming, in the shower, everything. Yeah. I can have fancy different, I can make it pretty if I want to. All right, I think we have probably a few more minutes, Kim. So we'll probably have to
Have we
move to the
done that?
next one.
I
Yep.
think so, okay.
We can talk about this piece of paper here.
Oh. We'd like to go over this for a second. The second page, page number 2, aging in place. One, we talked a bit about medication safety. So make sure that, as she said, you're going to have a yearly doctor's physical. Have them print out your medication list, but make sure that you've updated it with them back and forth. You've had the conversation. Yeah, you give me these medicines, but I also get these, or I get these over the counters. Have that put on the list. Yep. And then it'll go in your file of life that goes on your freezer or refrigerator because it's a magnet. Yes.
Is it the file of life? I've heard, instead of having everything in your file of life, you can have a page in there that says, look in the freezer. So in case of fire or something happens outside, all information is still there, and inside the refrigerator is probably a much more secure area.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So you got your current list of medication. Oh. No.
Unfortunately, we have some clients that we have, we call it ROI, so we can look at their stuff, but it's not just carte blanche for everyone. It has to be somebody that's enrolled in our community resource program. We can look at their stuff, but that's it.
We'd also like to talk about the pulse forms. How many have pulse forms at this point? A couple. Oh, good, good. But they're really nice to have. My wife and I have them as well. We don't think we need them right now, but we will someday. They're great to have. They should go on the refrigerator with your file of life because the medics are all going to look at your refrigerator first. You know, one's going to come and take care of you right away, but somebody's going to be walking around your house looking for every med you take. They're going to see your file of life on the fridge. And, oh, good. You just saved yourself a lot of time because otherwise that poor person is just running around. We don't want that. We want to take care of you. Anything else? Yeah.
But I do have one, and I want it to be, I have one at work also, and they know about it. But I've heard that once 911 is called, they're gonna do whatever unless you've got it on your chest.
No.
If you have the form signed by your physician on your refrigerator, that's good enough for us. It
Yes.
can't be a copy of, it has to be the green form.
The original.
But I only have one. That's my question. Yeah,
Okay.
I only have one,
Thank
the
you.
original. I have copies in bright green in other places.
So this is another reason why this file of life is important. And if you have your emergency contact listed, when you sign a pulse, share your wishes with your family so they know what it is, because they might call your emergency contact that you have listed, you listed there. You could also write it on here if you want to. Yeah, you might be able to ask. You might be able to ask. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want the.
You don't want to probably be intubated and yeah.
Everybody doesn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to communicate it.
Okay, you want to put it with this. They want to be together.
So 80,
Oh,
oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
But now you're telling me the copies, I have to have the hard.
it may, but in your house,
In my house. it's
with the
original.
fire person coming, put it here with this. Because
But,
they're
yeah.
gonna see both of them. That's what counts because, and I will tell you this, my dad had the file of life and the pulse there saying no CPR. And they looked at it and just left and took care of my dad, gave him everything in the world. It's like, no, they are not. They were volunteer service from far away, but they just saw the pulse form and the file of life, said, yeah, okay. And went and took care, did everything. It was unneeded care. He passed away anyway, but the point was he went through a lot of hell. And you don't want that. So put them together on the refrigerator. You can carry a copy with you all the time and at the office, but put them together because they're going to look on your fridge and say, oh, you got a file of life and a pulse form.
So 86% of cardiac arrest happens in the home. So that's most likely where it's going to happen. You can use a copy. I just don't know if they'll always accept it, especially if it's like way past dated, if it hasn't been updated. So I can't say for sure yes or no that they would take it. Like for somebody that looks really young, they might say, gosh, I don't know, just make the right choice. But you know what? They're going to call your emergency contact and they're going to verify your wishes and then they'll cease. So once they arrive on scene, they're doing an assessment of you. They might start, taking vitals and doing that, but they're going to be looking for this and making decisions. There's another way you can communicate as well. Go ahead. You want me to-
Oh, I was just gonna ask. If the pulse is being on.
Yep. So on your back of your sheet, Smart 911. Smart 911, you can go in and sign up for that. And you can also put in there what your end of life wishes are. So you don't want CPR, you don't want, extraordinary care. So Smart 911 is a great way. It connects who has a landline still? Okay. Who calls mostly from their cell phone? Okay. So if you call from your cell phone, it's not immediately connected to your address. And if you can't speak and tell them where you live, it takes a little bit longer for us to figure out where you are. So if you go in and sign up for Smart 911, that's with our dispatch center, completely confidential. They don't share that information with anyone. It connects your cell phone to your home address. And then you can add other information in there as well. You can add what your pulse or DNR wishes are. You can tell them what your allergies are. You can tell them if you have a pet, so they don't let your pet run out the front door when they arrive. If you have a code to get into your building or into your door, you can put that in there. And then it also has reverse capabilities for 911 to say there's this hazard happening in your area, and you can get reverse 911 calls too. So it's a really great service. You can do it on your desktop. You can download it as an app on your phone. Every 6 months, it'll send you either an email or text, whatever you prefer, and it'll say, is your information still up to date? And if it is, great. And if it's not, you need to go in and update. You can also put emergency contacts in there. So my dad thought he was having a heart attack. It was actually a gallbladder attack, thank goodness. But he had just had a heart attack, so it felt almost the same. When they called 911, I got a text that said, somebody from this phone number has called 911. And I also was notified that he was being transported to the hospital. So it's a really great service. Well, physician. Yes. There you go. Perfect. Very close. So that comes to the end of our presentation. I know that's a lot of information, but what I want you to know is that you can contact us anytime you have questions. It's on this one. If you go to local resources, South County Fire Community Resource Paramedics, that is a phone number to people that in our organization that can help you get signed up for home health. That's right at the back page at the bottom, right next to this little blue dial here. It says South County Fire Community Resource Paramedics. They can help you if you're looking for meal support, transportation, home health, somebody to help you with bathing or housekeeping or medication management. They can help with that. And then here is just on the back side, that just says all the things that they help you with. We're co-funded by Verdant through a very generous grant and some other grantors as well. We love grants. I love grants. I love to write grants. On the front, the plan and prepare, these are all classes that we offer. So if somebody missed this aging in place class, they did record it and it'll be put up on YouTube. Or if you have, a loved one that you think would like this, or a friend or neighbor, they can go online to our website and there's a link that they can watch a class or take the class online. So, and it's all free. And then in the middle, at the very bottom, it says home safety visits. That's where you request for us to come out and help you with your smoke alarms. We can also do a fall assessment or a risk assessment on your house, all free. And it'll probably be me and Kim, because that's what we do. We try to eliminate those 911 calls. Do we have any other questions? I have some extras here, so if you have a neighbor or somebody you think would benefit from this, please take them. Sure. Yeah,
Oh, that's good to know.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
good
it's
to know.
that generation.
Perfect.